Okay, so it looks like we are live. Is that what we are? Yeah.
We on the air.
Okay. All right. So what's going on, fellas?
Too much damn Horizon 6.
We've all been playing.
Really? Wait,
I'm trying to get my time fill in because 007 comes out this week, so that's why I'm been like playing as
I
much.
thought it
as
was already out.
Nah, it's this week.
I haven't seen a lot of people unbox and upload.
I got beef.
with what?
Oh.
Or with who?
With what? With who? That's a good question. That's a good
I
question.
feel like I'm about to get trolled.
You feel like you're about to get trolled?
Yeah, because your smile always makes me think you're about to troll.
Maybe.
Especially when you sit there and lean in like that. I'm like,
Maybe.
Right, here we go.
Yeah, so who's the
maybe.
ops?
Maybe. It's just not you.
Who is it?
How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
What is it?
He know what it is. He know what the problem is.
I don't know.
He know exactly what the problem is.
I just
Oh my
drive
god.
around Japan. It's like, what are you talking about? What's good? It's like
So you said what now?
it's just drive around Japan. You know, it's like enjoying the
Mm.
sights. You know, look at the
Mm.
cars, do a race.
One day, I log on to Forza Horizon 6. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's his first day. You know, I'm like, cool. You know, I'm gonna get the. Now all of a sudden, his driver tar got cars faster than mine. I'm like, okay, all right. The second day, I log on and this man got more collectibles than me. Has found more almost of everything than me. I'm like, fam, I've been playing this for like 4 or 5 days. How are you doing this in the second day? Like, how have you superseded me in the second day? It's crazy. So then the next day, so the last time I got on, I'm not even gonna go to the next day. The last time I got on, this man had discovered almost every road in the game. He was at 600 and something roads. I was like,
I'm literally only missing the last island you unlock now.
Bro, what?
600 and something roads. Yes, he was at 600 and something roads. Way more collectibles than I can find. He has almost every one of them in the game.
Hold up.
The bonus boards, bro, there are bonus boards that I can't even reach because they're on top of houses and stuff and on top of stupid things.
Yeah, I don't know how you
Oh.
got those. I
Hey,
still haven't.
I ain't gonna
Yeah, I
lie.
can't do
I
that.
reached
Carefully, right?
that one that me and you was trying to get to when we went to that on top of Snow Mountain, on top
Yeah.
of Ski Resort house. I finally got that one.
That's the one I'm waiting for. Like that's one of the last couple I need. I think I need like 10
I
more
literally
roads.
went to the top of the mountain and then used that Lotus and then just
Hold
floored
on.
The
Hold
Lotus
on.
that's undrivable.
Hold on.
Yeah,
I got
I
a
just
question.
I just kept rewinding and just like figuring out the angle and speed, and I finally got it.
Hold on, I got a question. Who's got the higher bracelet?
I have pink right now.
Wait, what's
I have the second to last one. I just have to. I like need like 3,000 more Horizon points to unlock doing the last rush event to go to Legends Island.
I'm at the precipice of unlocking my next bracelet. I'm 2 away from the last one. So once I do the race where they have the rocket takeoff,
Yeah, I did that.
then I'll have the next
Yeah, I did that.
yeah, uh-huh.
All right.
I would have caught up to y'all bracelet wise, but the new thing came out, so I've been like,
I've been doing that too.
yeah, that's why I was like, oh,
What
shit.
the
To be
the
fair.
festival playlist?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I started doing that.
Yeah, I did most of that already.
Uh-huh.
Wait, what?
I told you I had beef.
Look, all right.
Bro.
So this is my first time playing a Horizon game since like 2, I think, and it's so like it's been fun as hell. But y'all know me as we said in our group chat. I have a collectible problem like Tone does, but I also have way more free time.
Well, I don't have a collectible problem. I have an OCD issue.
Same,
If they're there, I have to go get them.
same. And also, I have a lot more free time right now. Not by choice. I got a lot of free time, so play a lot of Forza Horizon. So yeah, I'm at 650 roads, 199 mascots.
Out of 200.
Yeah, I literally think the last one's all on the island. Like I've looked all over that map. It has not popped up. And
I mean, to be fair, last time me and the Hustle was playing, we literally just spent what was it like in half an hour to an hour just straight drifting in a parking lot.
No,
Yeah.
that's a you thing. Though.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
we literally did that.
Anytime
Yeah,
that we're in a
doing
party with, all right. So here's my other beef. Anytime you join in on Token's game, right, and you join a convoy, and Token's the leader, you don't race.
You ain't getting shit done.
You're not getting anything done. Literally,
You ain't
all
getting
he's
none-
going to
you
do
ain't
is
getting
take
that
you to
damn thing
various
done.
parking lots. And when he takes you to various parking lots, he's going to ask you to get in the back of his vehicle. Oh wait, no,
Whoa.
that's all right.
Hey,
Maybe not.
hold on.
But essentially, he is like a child who goes, "Ooh, ooh, watch this, watch this, watch this, watch this, watch this," and it never stops. So like, I'd be like, "Bro, I just want to race with my friends."
Hey,
I
it's
already
funny-
have ADHD, so this is like the worst thing for fucking
Yes,
games.
Token is literally in Forza Horizon 6. Token is literally the ADHD factor.
Bro, I was literally doing stuff that had Hustle like, bro, how are you doing that?
Bro, I hate to say it, but we might all be neurodivergent.
I already
No,
know
we
I
dead
am.
ass are.
I already know I am.
Dude.
Like,
I swear to God, I be wanting to progress in that game, and I just be vibing, driving around the road. Like, man, this is fun. Just driving. It's like,
The other day,
damn it.
anyone
got
else-
on
anyone else
overnight.
spot a warthog?
I just did a couple of things. You know, I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna speed up some of my progress and try to catch up with Raijin a little bit. Don't do that. And then I went to a race because I was doing the festival playlist, and I saw Hustle. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna wait for him. But it said that he was in the pause menu. So I waited about 10 minutes. And he was in the pause menu.
For
So I
10
left,
minutes?
did the race, and came back. He was in the pause menu. I was like, I can't wait anymore. I can't wait anymore. I'm just trying to, I was just trying to vibe with my friends, but
Why you
I'm
ain't just text him, dog?
so
I think I was trying to find something in the game.
probably.
I kept checking back and forth between the map and shit.
Oh,
Because I
thought
was
you were,
literally sitting like right next to him for like mad long.
I thought you were like
and-
sitting there in the auction house just like watching it.
You know what it was? I was searching for a car. That's why. So I kept trying to reference.
The
Where that
picture,
car was on the
so
map.
such a car picture.
Yeah, that's why.
Oh, okay.
A car picture?
Like the treasure
Yeah,
cars.
yeah.
I was
The
giving
treasure
you, like,
cars?
it gives you the clue picture where it's at.
Yeah.
Not the barn
Oh,
cars, the treasure cars.
Hey, I
Yeah,
ain't
if
gonna
you
lie.
just messaged me, I would have been like, oh, okay.
Also,
I
I
beat-
got all the
beat
barn
that by
cars. All the
using a
treasure cars.
drone. I beat that by using a drone. Like whenever I want to find
Oh,
something, I just
I
use
did that
a
too.
drone.
But I also got all the barn cars, all the treasure cars. I got a problem, sir.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, I think you only get like what, either 6 or 9 treasure
9
cars,
treasure cars.
9, I
15
think.
barn cars.
and there's 12 barn cars.
Yeah.
I think it's 15. It's 12 or 15. It's some multiple of 3. I think it's one of those.
I just get the barn cars when they pop up, but I know that not all of them have popped up yet. But as soon as a new barn car shows up on my map, I am going to go get that barn. Like, that's what I mean by I think that we all have an issue. Either way, just as a small continuation on from last week, Forza Horizon 6 has been definitely fun. I haven't gotten to play it over the past like day or two because yesterday I spent pretty much all day at tournaments. So I jumped into 3 tournaments. Yeah, so I was in the shop all day yesterday. I went to 3 tournaments and I placed top 5 in all 3. They were all relatively small, but still between 2, I finished in 2nd, 4th, and 5th. Out of like at minimum 13 to 15 people. So it was enough for me to get prizing.
Nice.
Ain't bad.
So I'm happy about that. Anyway, today we're actually going to be moving into a little bit of a heavier episode because there's been a lot of news going around in the gaming industry and there's a lot of talk. So I am unsure if, like, I know it's a negative thing, so I don't want to speak to it as like with any kind of positive connotation, but um, as you may all have heard, Bungie has actually announced that they're doing their final update, Destiny 2 upcoming. And during this week, Bloomberg actually broke on Thursday that Bungie is planning significant layoffs as Destiny 2 ends their development on June 9th. There is no Destiny 3 greenlit, though we did, hope that we were going to get a Destiny 3. Well, some of us did, especially Loom. And Marathon is kind of struggling a little bit. It's sitting at under 12,000 concurrent players on Steam. And Sony has actually taken a $766 million impairment loss on Bungie's acquisition because they bought that at $3.6 billion. So welcome back to Start Button. This week we're actually not here to dunk on Bungie, even though I'm sure there are some people within our group who would love to dunk on Bungie every day. They do not believe that company is a good company, and unfortunately we can't be here today. But the reality of it is that these are real people that are losing real jobs, and we know that the job market is a little funny. And every day, a lot of us sit with the anxiety of whether or not we're going to have a job tomorrow, or we have come face to face with the reality that we've been let go or laid off or downsized or rift or whatever words you want to call it. So it's a little bit of a tough one. That's why I said we're not really going to like dunk on Bungie. And what's happening with Bungie this week is that it's kind of a story that's been building for a long time, and it's connected to one of the biggest questions in the industry right now, which is what happened during the great acquisition era.
Yeah, no, hold on.
So between 2019 and 2023, Sony and Microsoft went crazy. And when I say crazy, I mean absolutely mental. They went crazy buying up all of the studios that they could possibly get their hands on. So as we know, COVID-19 hit in 2019 and people were home. And so gaming was probably at an all-time high, and these companies capitalized on that. And they went on a spending spree. They pretty much reshaped the industry. Like out of that, we ended up with Sony owning Bungie and Microsoft owning Activision Blizzard. Some of those bets pay off. A lot of them didn't. And so we're going to look at like the whole story of it. So Bungie, the scoreboard, what's going to happen going forward. We're going to look at all of it. But before we get into all of that information, I have a question of the day. So the question for today is going to be, can you tell us a studio closure or layoff that hit you personally? Like a developer you love that disappeared, or a game that never got made because of it. No?
I got to double check the name of the studio I was thinking of to see.
What's the name of that game? What was it? Oh, wait.
Token, I didn't even know you play games, bro.
You literally just Sir.
Mine are gonna be like more like older school ones, but like more recently it was when Vigil was kind of like in limbo. They were the ones who made the original Darksiders, but it was when THQ kind of went under because they published Darksiders in Darksiders, and then luckily, obviously, Darksiders is coming back, but they were in limbo for like a couple years. But like when Vigil shut down, I was like, are we not getting Darksiders 3 now? Like you left off this crazy cliffhanger in both the end of these games. But luckily, I haven't. But for me, it's a weird company. It's called Dynamix. They made Tribes, Star Siege Tribes, and Tribes 2 on PC, like a third-person/first-person shooter that I played. That Hustle Like an Intense, I played more than like anything else before. This was like pre my World of Warcraft addiction. I played Tribes 2 like dozens of hours, like a month. But when that studio shut down, and Hi-Rez came back and tried making like a new Tribes, but it wasn't the same.
Tribes Ascend was cool.
It wasn't the same as the old one. So it was like, yeah, Dynamix is the developer that we ain't never getting back. We're never gonna get that. I'm never gonna get that same feel. That nope.
So I actually have feelings about High Res Studios. I feel like High Res Studios specializes in making games that are knockoffs of other games that are good, and they just make them not as good.
I wouldn't even say it's that. It's
even
that
their first game, that shooter. I just,
Paladins.
No, like pre-Smite.
Paladins is an Overwatch clone.
Although apparently Paladins was in development first, so technically Overwatch. Well, Overwatch
But Paladins is also way more buggy.
Well, Overwatch is also a clone of Team Fortress 2.
But again, Paladins is way more buggy.
Global Agenda. They tried doing like a mix of Call of Duty and like Battlefield in like one game. That was their first game.
And I'm not gonna say that High Res isn't a successful studio. They do enough where they actually don't have to like. Well, I don't know if they have to like really worry about it. So they do enough, but High Res just feels like they're always like a half a step behind.
They would have had High Res would not be in the position now if they actually like handled Smite correctly.
I'm sure that Riot has actually thought about doing a League of Legends too.
And they realize that'd be really stupid to do.
Yeah, they won't do it.
They would lose so much. Like, granted, Riot doesn't have the biggest grace because they've done layoffs and stuff in the past too. But like to ruin like what is the probably top 5 cash cows in gaming right now, maybe top 3 for League of Legends as far as like
top
money.
3 and it's not number 3.
It's
League. No, I was kidding. That was a joke.
I know.
Counter-Strike.
Fortnite.
What I'm saying, it's Fortnite one probably.
Yep. GTA Online.
GTA and then probably.
And it's
actually no. League might make more than GTA. Yearly.
No, I'm saying those are the top 3.
Oh, the top 3. Yeah.
Top 3 money makers, game wise.
The only game that I'm really upset about
is Counter-Strike not up there. I thought Counter-Strike was up there too.
Is that?
I think the aftermarket for Counter-Strike makes a lot of money.
Aftermarket,
like,
yeah.
The aftermarket, like the gambling for gun skins and stuff like that. I don't think the game itself makes that much, but people do buy a lot of boxes. So I'm curious.
I mean, if you talking that, then you also got to include Rainbow Six.
Also, like, why is it that Counter-Strike just gets away with that weird market of selling skins?
Because gambling has been accepted in society.
No one says nothing about that at all. Like, we judge all the rest of these games for shady ass monetization mechanics and predatory things, but no one says shit about Counter-Strike at all.
You know why? Because Counter-Strike is free to play.
So is League.
Counter-Strike.
How often have you heard bad things about League's monetization?
Counter-Strike 2's annual estimation
the Faker skin
is 1.5. League of Legends 1.8.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, the Faker skin was actually an egregious cash grab. Because how much was the Faker skin?
It came in different bundles. I think the cheapest bundle was like $350.
Yeah,
and then there was up to like $900 or $1,000 for the
correct bundle. So it's one thing to have like loot boxes and things like that, but like selling a specific skin that totals over hundreds of dollars is crazy.
I mean, to be fair, they literally used Faker in like 2 different manhwas. He's also going to be in a Korean TV series, a romance series.
Can I ask you a question?
He's a very popular guy.
I get that.
Basically, he's effectively the Michael Jordan of Korea.
Basically,
League made him a popular guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
So
Fan didn't even do that with Daigo. Capcom never gave him a skin.
Well, let's be fair. Korea takes gaming more seriously than Japan does, as far as like supporting their pros like that.
Yeah, which is wild.
Yeah,
because like Korea, you can like get out of your. It's supposed to be like mandated military service, but if you
Faker got out of his, I think, didn't he?
A lot of Korean players have between like when Overwatch was big, they did League of Legends, some fighting games, like they're like, if you're showing you're that good enough, like you do not have to do your military service.
Yep.
That is true.
You can get out of your military service playing video games, but you can't when you're in a boy
The
band.
reason why
crazy.
I don't think
Oh yeah, the one that's why BTS had the delay, like had,
Yeah,
like, had to
'cause
do
he
the
had-
reunion because they all had to go in the military service.
Yep.
oh wild.
Yep. You
Well, they
know
don't
who
call
did-
them the BTS army for no reason. Shout out to the BTS fans though.
Yeah.
So, have you ever felt a personal sense of loss when a studio you love shut down or gutted its team? I know Token has. It's always Call of Duty. It always wraps back to Call of Duty.
I was thinking about Anthem.
Yeah,
Ooh,
yeah. BioWare
yeah.
has been taking body shot after body shot for the past 10, like over 10 years. It feels like it's just not being able to get like
Them
something
people can't,
substantial
they
off the
can't
ground
breathe.
again.
They can't breathe.
I'm not gonna lie. I
Breathe
felt like I
wrong
got
and you're gone.
I felt like I got stabbed in the heart when they said that they were dropping development of Anthem next, and I was like,
Yes.
I mean, to be honest with you, like, I liked Anthem.
I was excited to
Yeah.
play.
That let me live out my Iron Man power fantasies. I've gone on
Thank
record
you.
saying this. I liked Anthem. Okay. But I also played Iron Man and Iron Man 2 on the PS4 when they came out. I didn't buy them, but I played them. So Anthem was like a good version of those games.
Yeah.
And so yeah, Anthem hurt, especially because I was just waiting for the end game content. Like I played the game to the end and was waiting for the raids and all of the end game content like I did in Destiny. And I'm gonna be honest with you, like
Lackluster.
no, it's just that
wasn't
it's
there.
like it never came. So yes, that hurt. That was a good one, Token, for once.
I mean, also I feel like it's easy to say like so many MMOs that I really liked just never went anywhere. Like,
Yeah.
like I really liked. I like Terra, but they didn't really add raids. I really liked.
Didn't they
Sad.
just make
Terra
Are
was
they making
honestly
an
one
update
of the
for
best
Terra?
ones.
They're
I've
coming
re-
out with a Terra too.
something like that?
It would be cool. Okay, it'd be cool.
It would be
Um,
great if they made a Terra 2.
Ooh,
I was
I get
hearing
back on
drama
my
about
buddy
Terra
shit,
recently.
boy.
WildStar, that MMO I've talked about before, I loved a lot. That didn't.
that's the
go
studio
anywhere.
that I'm sad went away.
That was yeah.
That studio I was sad.
So many
went-
MMOs come and go, but like all those teams and like just because they couldn't get that player base, like New World's what New World is shutting down like what 2 months, something like that.
I think so.
I enjoyed New World at launch, and then they didn't. They were just really weird with quality of life changes. They were making it really weird how to do fast travel, how to do like you had to buy individual storage boxes in different towns. You didn't have a universal storage box that span across. So if you had materials in the first town, you had to fast travel back to the first town. But then fast travel had like a crazy long cooldown. I'm like y'all did all these weird choices just to make the game
Yeah, that was a thing.
so much
Try to
harder
make
to
it
play.
unique.
Yeah. And then they took them forever to add mounts. You either had to walk everywhere or use speed buff potions and stuff like that. It was just like, yo,
That's
y'all,
crazy.
I don't know what y'all were thinking with this. Like, because I played a lot of MMOs and I don't know how long it's going to last, to be honest with you. Usually,
I played a lot of MMOs too. Like my favorite MMO of like all time is Dragon Sky. And that was made by the same people. Like there was a company who would literally just make like they were putting out tons of like free MMOs. I think it's the same company that made Vindictus or Vindictus.
You mean Nexon?
You mean next time?
No, it wasn't Nexon actually.
No, it is Nexon.
Yeah,
Nexon
I mean,
didn't make-
Nexon was
no.
pumping out a bunch of MMOs.
No,
Mhm.
Nexon didn't make Dragon Sky and 12 Sky. It was
I don't know.
Oh,
what I'm saying is like Nexon did. I think did Nexon make Vindictus or did they buy?
They did.
No.
Also,
no, they
No, they
made
made
it. They made
Vindictus.
Vindictus.
okay.
Dragon Sky was area
Oh,
games.
I'm
like
thinking of
Dragon
ARIA
West. There it is.
ARIA games.
Area game.
Mm.
Area.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
Area was a
Love
dope
them.
company.
Are they still around at all?
Let's see.
Probably not. I haven't heard anything about them in years.
What's wild is we're getting the Aeon too.
Defunct in 2023. No.
Yep. Dang.
Okay, so let's see. as we all know, Bungie is a studio that started off with history of making Halo. They have made some bangers. Technically,
Their
You
first
go down
major
there.
hit was Halo. But they
I
had
was gonna
games
say, well,
prior.
Marathon was pretty big considering it was like a flagship shooter for the Mac.
Came out
That was
32 years
unheard of.
ago, and like barely anyone played it.
I played it.
Damn.
Yes, because we are nerds and we played everything.
Hell, they were announced. They were basically teasing Halo in Marathon, the original.
okay, so it was actually one of the most celebrated developers in the world, and the story of how we got here from there is the story of the entire industry over the last decade. Do you think that gamers think enough about the people behind the games, or
No.
are developers
No.
just autonomous until
No.
Absolutely not.
Nope,
They do
not at
not.
all.
No, people
I'm gonna
still
be
blame
honest.
people still blame developers for publisher decisions
Yep.
Yep.
because they don't
Yep.
know the difference.
Can you explain that?
So many times, like let's look at examples like for like some big franchises, like whether it be Assassin's Creed, Call of Duty, Battlefield. When people see changes to microtransactions or monetization or stuff like that, that is not the rigor or the audio producer or anyone or the story reporter's fault
For the
Or
QA
like-
team.
or the QA team. They are just trying to make a game that fucking works and plays well. As far as like making the money, that's what the publisher needs to do. So then they make decisions. Let's put this behind the paywall, or how about we put a battle pass in there? Because everyone in their mama hates battle passes in games. But I guarantee you, no head developer or game director said we should make a battle pass, unless that was their intention from the beginning. Say, hey, we want to make a live service like multiplayer shooter game. Probably should do a battle pass or stuff like that. But even some like Assassin's Creed Shadows has not like a pseudo-y battle pass thing you get, or like at least online weapons that you could buy from the shop that's outside the game because they have the special mounts and specialized weapons. If you want to get a boost to get a legendary weapon quickly, like typically decisions like that aren't the developer.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Bungie is the developer, right?
Mhm.
Who's the publisher?
Technically, it's Sony.
Sony.
Yeah.
Okay. Whose idea was it to put the monetization model into Destiny 2 that?
Well, at the
That came from
time
Destiny
when
1.
well, at that time when Destiny 2 launched, was that under Activision still?
Yeah,
Destiny 2
that was still
first
under
came out?
Activision.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
How many of Bungie's decisions were actually made by Sony?
We don't know because they never
When
stated how.
did that transition happen from Activision to Sony?
Let's see. 2022, Sony bought Bungie for $3.6 billion.
So take a couple months transitional period. Let's say anything late 2022 to 20 to on was Sony's end decision. Sony probably. However, prior to that, Destiny 2 was
All
making
of that
bad
stuff
decisions.
existed in Destiny
They
before.
were making bad decisions before Sony bought them.
Yeah, listen,
Like,
listen.
I just kind of
Hold
wanted to, because like, I'm not
That
to say
is
Sony is innocent here.
because I think an objectively bad decision they did away with Destiny. And like the gameplay loop didn't, even when they added the new like the little tether, like the new traversal things and stuff, like new powers, stuff like that, I was like, I'm kind of over this gameplay loop. Like,
No. The best reaction was when me and you played Vanilla Destiny, right? Destiny 1, before all the expansions and shit. Me and you we sat there and played for like, what was it, like 5 hours, 7 hours, something like that. Got through the whole thing, and then we got to the end, and me and you were both like, that's it.
yeah, there was no raid.
That was it?
We beat the story, and it was just like that was very lackluster. Like
That was the
what's
worst
next?
ending ever for a game. Here's a gun. Goodbye. Like, I think people don't realize now how badly received Vanilla Destiny actually was. Like, it was bad. Those were the dark times that people don't want to talk about or remember. Y'all remember, like, all the bad decisions now at Destiny 2. Y'all gotta remember Vanilla Destiny. That shit was not well received. I think it was like hitting maybe at the highest like 7 out of 10s.
That's actually
Average rate was like 6 out of 10.
You also got to remember that like everybody was hyped for Vanilla Destiny. Like Destiny was a game changer. Like it was a whole new genre of games. And then what they gave us was a game that all the story elements were online outside of the game.
The cards, yep.
Yes. So
Grimoire cards or whatever.
where did you put all your like where did this all go? No voice acting.
Well, not
Nothing. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So you literally got a game and they said, here's some gameplay. Take this. That was it.
They didn't explain shit. They didn't explain what the Traveler was. None of
There's
that.
some enemies out there. Hey, here, fight these. Okay. Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What's the light?
Okay.
PvP was broken as shit because like all the perks stayed on the guns. So like meta weapons became a thing for PvP. Yeah, it was not good. It was very bad. Like this is a string of bad decisions that's led us here, bro. Like this is no one thing. This is a long time coming. But I will give them this though. Destiny as a franchise lasted how long? Like 10 plus years? 2013, 2014? 2013, 2014, something like that. Yeah, so 2014. So, 12 years. Let's keep it a stack. There's a lot of games that don't even make it past like the first 6 goddamn months. To stay relevant that long and to have that sort of staying power, because like let's be real, like they weren't just Destiny's not a small thing. Like you had Monster Energy collaborations and tons of merch and Nerf made replica weapons. That's a pretty big achievement for a new franchise that isn't familiar to anybody, that has 2 games under it, and the mobile game too. The mobile game's pretty fun. There's not a lot of games that are gonna even make it past 6 months that people are hedging their bets on. Gotta give them credit for that. Like I don't like everything that they do, but I'm not gonna sit here and be like 10, 12 years is not impressive. That's impressive for a game franchise.
Not just a whole series of games. One game.
Yeah,
but
one game technically.
Looking
10
at
years.
If you look at Destiny, right? And it's been 10 to 12 years for Destiny 2, or is it Destiny 1 and 2?
For both, because Destiny 1 came out 2014.
Yeah. I mean, technically they're kind of still the same game-ish.
Yeah, more or less.
There are not many games that can actually rival that longevity.
No.
League, Counter-Strike, or CSGO, whatever. I don't think Fortnite's been around that long.
Yes, it has.
Specifically, Battle Royale came out, 2017? Or 2018?
But the original Fortnite, too.
That's not what we're talking about.
I was going to say, original Fortnite is not Fortnite.
2017 is when BR came out.
And when did the original
almost 10 years for that.
Yeah, it's almost 10 years. But like League has been what, 14, 15 years?
Yeah.
20,
Yeah,
2010, yeah,
2011.
What is the other one that League was based off of, kind of?
Dota too.
But
Dota. Dota.
These are just
So
about 2009, so we're on 17 years.
see,
I
that's what I'm
started- I
saying. Like,
started in like early 2010. That's when I started.
I believe the division, the series is at least like what, 10 years old now, 10 plus years old.
I think it was
I think-
2015, like 10, 11.
for the original division or just
OG
one?
division.
Like,
I think OG
series.
division.
okay, because I mean, we want to talk about series that are lengthy. We're talking
2016.
Rainbow Six Siege is on year Siege by itself. Got to be on like year 9.
I believe For Honor is on year 11.
That
Rainbow
game
Six
was
Siege
not
hit
supposed
10
to
years
make
in
it past year 3.
Siege hit 10 years in December.
See,
What about For
10.
Honor?
I think it said For Honor. Like, people-
That's gotta be
I'm
like
joking. 2017.
So that's about to hit 10 years next year.
It really came out 2017. I felt like it came out
February
like
2017.
Wow,
Yeah. So
still getting support.
okay, now we can talk about all of the good times that we've had in games and all of the good games that are going on. But let's dig into Bungie's story a little bit. Like, we're gonna go over the bigger picture and what happened with Bungie overall. I'm gonna give a background for people who don't know, and this way we can kind of dig into like the actual story, because right now we can speculate all we want. But we've had someone who has done a lot of the research, mainly because he's a Bungie hater.
I would say Bungie hater,
I
but
would
he
say
has
hater.
No,
he has
so it's
Get a
not that he's a
strong
Bungie hater.
disposition.
I'm not gonna slander
his
his name.
experience is personal, so I
I'm
get
not gonna slander his name. He's not a Bungie hater.
Yeah.
When I say he's a Bungie hater, it's because he wants the studio to do good, honestly. Like, and we have someone else here who wants the studio to do amazingly, but right now they can do no wrong. You know, I'm not looking in any particular direction or at any person that's not visible here. But Destiny was the greatest game of all time.
I don't know about that. That's
Tell me I'm wrong. You know you love it. He's not gonna say anything because obviously y'all can't hear him. But anyway, so as of May 21st, Bungie is planning significant layoffs, and Destiny 2's final update, as I stated before, is June 9th. No Destiny 3 in development. So let's go with the story of Bungie from the beginning. Because this week didn't come out of nowhere. It's not something that just came over us or whatever. Bungie made Halo. That was back in Microsoft's early days. They left Microsoft in 2007 to go independent. Okay. They built Destiny, which launched in 2014, to enormous hype and a complicated reception. As you were saying before, Destiny 2 was not really, or Destiny 1 was not really like well received.
until Taken King.
Well, wasn't that Destiny 1 or 2?
That was one.
That
That
was
was the
Destiny
last.
1.
That was the last.
One,
expansion,
right.
Destiny 1.
Okay.
Which part of the storyline was it with the witch?
That was Destiny 2.
Okay, all right.
You talking about
The
fuck.
Brood Witch, I think. Was that what it called?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. The one that's the one that's voiced by Deborah Wilson.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Destiny 2. That was well received. That was actually very well received, from my understanding. I could be wrong, but I didn't get to play it. But
That's
I heard
that
nothing but
was
positive
about the
things about it.
time. That was about the time when I had jumped into the community, and I was like, "Hey, this is getting kind of spicy. This is kind of good." I was like, and then shortly after that is when I started to hear, well, Destiny's gonna start ending soon. I was like, well, all right then.
Token,
At
can
least
I
you got
ask
it
you
in
a
a good
question?
point.
I just want to ask an honest question.
What?
Are you ready? I need a good answer though.
Oh my god, I don't think I'm ready.
Are you toxic?
Toxic?
Yeah. Would you consider yourself a toxic person?
Not really. I
No?
mean, well, okay, it kind of depends on the situation.
I'm about to say it depends on who you ask. Pretty sure there's at least an ex-girlfriend that would be like, yeah, he's toxic.
Are you sure?
No, because I could honestly say that no.
Are you sure you're not toxic
In like certain games, yeah.
I was gonna ask. I'm asking
God.
a question because why are you in the communities of every toxic game that exists? The most toxic communities out there, you are definitely a part of.
Wait,
What are your top 3 games right now?
He doesn't play Overwatch.
I used to. I actually still own
Oh,
like
never mind,
one of
yeah.
the first Overwatch snapbacks. Yeah.
What are your top 3 most played games right now?
You know what? That doesn't count, nor does that like just God, I hate you so much right now.
You didn't answer the question.
League, Black Ops, and Horizon.
Okay, and out of those 3, 2 of them are probably the most toxic communities around. So
I think I ain't gonna lie. I think League is no. Call of Duty might have overstepped League in toxicity.
Call of Duty always oversteps League in toxicity.
No. I mean the intensity. Because like longevity, yes, Call of Duty has been more toxic for a longer time. But I mean, at one point, League in intensity of toxicity
No.
tapped out over Call of Duty. Call
No.
of Duty just has a longer run of it.
League doesn't have voice chat.
Yes, it does.
COD has voice chat.
Yes, it did. They had to take it away. They took it away from League solely because of the toxicity.
League has voice
yeah.
chat.
And
it
now
it used to be turned by default and ranked, and they were like, actually, maybe you have to opt in the voice chat now.
yeah, like at one point they turned it off completely. Then they gave it back, and they were like, you can only hear people on your team because at one point it was across teams.
Oh God. Oh.
could you
God.
imagine playing League and voice chat like across both teams today? If I actually quoted some lines that you would hear, we would probably be put off air. Like it would probably be an emergency shutdown. Like, yeah, nah. League,
I don't know the crazy stuff I've heard in COD. Ooh, I've been-
Bro, buddy, you'd hear the worst on League, especially because like it's just like, oh my God.
Okay, so let me get back to it. So as I said, they built Destiny in 2000, which launched in 2014. Enormous hype, complicated reception, right? So we discussed the complicated reception because it wasn't universally liked. It was ambitious, it was beautiful, and it was frustrating all in equal measure. Over the next 8 years, Destiny 2 became one of the most played online games in the world. Even as players complained constantly about aggressive monetization, repetitive grinding, and a live service model that felt designed to exhaust them, they still played the game. Like it was still a highly well received game. It was highly played, right? So in 2022, Sony bought Bungie for $3.6 billion. It was Sony's biggest acquisition ever. Obviously, Destiny was making money. It made sense. It sounded like it was okay to just go and pick up, Destiny. Like, hey, we could bring in some cash. $3.6 billion. Yeah, that's gonna hurt our wallets a little bit, but we're gonna make more in the long run than we actually have from buying this company, right? So the pitch was that Bungie would help PlayStation build a live service future because live service games were actually, for the lack of a better saying, the bee's knees at the time. Everybody was going in. Yeah, I know. Everybody was going on the live service, so literally that's where the business was going. So bees knees, aka the business. But literally that's what it is. It was the business. So that future never arrived. So they made this acquisition in 2022. Layoffs hit in 2023. They laid off about 100 people. Okay. So 100 people lost their jobs. In 2024, another year later, 220 more people were cut. That's 17% of the total workforce from Destiny 2. Okay. And then another 155 people were moved into like Sony's whole infrastructure rather than just working on Bungie's Destiny project. And the CEO, Pete Parsons, I'm not sure how many people are actually familiar with Pete Parsons, but the CEO, Pete Parsons, who had been at the helm through the entire acquisition and, through all of the collapsing, Pete Parsons stepped down in mid 2025. When he stepped down, his explanation, all right, I'm gonna put it my way, but his explanation was basically, yeah, we fucked up.
Accountability.
No, actually, his actual statement was, we were overly ambitious. Our financial safety margins were subsequently exceeded, and we began running in the red. So I don't know if that's actually taking accountability, but saying that we were overly ambitious is not owning up to anything. It just sounds like you set the wrong goalpost. Our financial and safety margins were exceeded, obviously, and we were running in the red. Well, yeah, that's what happens when you exceed your safety margins. Anyway, Marathon launched in 2026. It's a $40 extraction shooter that got decent reviews, but it hemorrhaged players almost immediately. There was a visual on showing how many players played the server slam, and then how many players played at launch, and then how many players were playing mid-May. And as you can see, it's a little rough because those numbers decline at each step of the way. But peak concurrent players on Steam, and this is why I said there was a visual, was around 88,000 people. By May, it was down to under 12,000. This week, Destiny 2 announced its final content update for June 9th, and Bloomberg reported that significant layoffs are coming. So there's no Destiny 3 that's greenlit, and there's no next project. The teams are pitching ideas. Nothing's been approved. And Sony is taking a $766 million write-down on an acquisition that they paid $3.6 billion for, meaning that the studio is now valued at less than half of what they paid. So, with that being the backstory, with giving people who may not have known what has been going on in the gaming industry and what has been going on with Destiny, per se. So you might not be interested in Destiny. It's fine. It's fine. It's not for everybody. I stopped playing it a while ago, but this is important for the simple fact that we play games. And when we play games, we want to play more games. We ask for more. Like, humans are greedy. So we're always asking for more. We're asking for the next experience. We're asking for the next big thing. Sure, there are gaming trends, but you can't get the next popular game if you don't have anybody working in the industry. So if you like games even a little bit, sometimes it helps to pay attention to what's happening in the industry. Because sooner or later, we're only going to have a couple of studios and nobody's going to be making anything of quality anymore. Seeing this decline in Destiny is like, indie studios are happening, but let me ask you a question. Since I know you didn't bring up the indie studio argument, but when I say that we're not going to have any more
I was going to bring that up.
Huh?
I was exactly going to bring up indie studios because the quality is there. Like,
yes, I agree 1,000%.
I think big AAA studios are going to start becoming less of a thing.
Yes, I agree there. But what
And
happens?
I don't
when
think
there's
that's
no
a
more
bad
AAA?
thing. I think that's a good thing. That
Well,
they're
what
becoming
happens
less
when
and
there's no
less.
more AAA?
Indie studios take over. They become the next big thing. Like as I've shown you with things like Winrose that just came out, and they've sold 2 million copies to be a small indie studio that sold a crazy good fantasy pirate game. 2 million sold within like the first 2 days. Subnautica 2
Stop talking.
Subnautica 2 just sold 2 million copies.
Take the mic out your nose,
just came
please.
out.
Yes. We
And
can hear you breathe.
stop that. But yeah, but like yeah. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Back to Hustle and Winrose.
That sold 2 million copies in like 2 days.
2-3
That's
days.
insanity.
Yes. Now, what I'm asking is not when I say what happens when there's no more AAA, is that the indie studios become the new AAA.
Yeah.
And so you start the cycle all over.
Cycle continues.
Because
So, I mean, all
what
these
happens when the
studios-
indie studios become AAA? Now you get picked up by publishers. Now you get publisher pressure. Now you get expectations. Now
Or you become the publisher.
yes. And so
It's an endless cycle.
it's an endless cycle.
The cycle of death and rebirth. Literally. Like the game industry is just a cycle of it lives, dies, becomes reborn again.
Yeah. So
Game industry born again. I'm just saying, like, you know, I mean, that's just a fact of the matter. That's what's gonna happen. A big time, like Pocket Pair. They're probably gonna become a publisher someday. Actually, no, I think they have already published a game under their label. The guys who did Power World, I think they're now a publisher too. Because they sold so much of Power World.
Have you not seen what Pocket Pair is doing with Power World? They are now on sub game, I believe.
They make their own like pseudo
card game. They literally have a TCG coming that they partnered with the company that made White Schwartz.
Oh wow. Damn.
Yeah. Like that company made Weiss, that company made Vanguard. Like so they yes. And this is what I mean when I
Do
say
you not know how many copies of Power World sold token? A lot. I think it's like 5 million.
on top of that, right? You ready? They did this amidst a lawsuit with Nintendo.
Yeah, yeah.
Not only did you go into battle with one of the oldest companies currently in gaming, one of the largest conglomerates in gaming, you also built your own actual empire.
Yeah. And I really do think that had Nintendo just shut the fuck up and just been quiet and just like, you know what, let them rock.
Well,
maybe they wouldn't have gotten as big. I mean, it was already going to be big because Power was pretty big, but like to the level that it is, I think if Nintendo had just been quiet, it wouldn't have been as crazy big now as it is. Yeah, they put more attention on Power
they
World.
kept signal boosting the game that they were trying to get shut down. It's like, this ain't that smart decision, y'all. Like,
you know, oh my god, you know what they did? It's the PlayStation all over again. God damn it.
I was about to say Nintendo makes their own worst enemies. Token, come sit down, sir.
They did it again. What are you doing?
We are staring at the back of his chair, listening to his voice. This guy. Anyway, so yes, Nintendo is famous for making their own worst enemies. Nintendo is always going to create their own monsters. This story is a never-ending story, but like, did we see this coming with Destiny 2? Did we see it shutting down?
I mean, eventually, because everyone like I only know a handful of people that still like really play Destiny 2, but like as a random go back to comfort game. I don't know anyone that still plays it like hardcore like that because there's not really content they add in like that. Like it's like for me, like gameplay loops like that. Like that's why I don't play like Diablo hardcore like that, or Path of Exile, or like just go back, try and get better loot, go back, try and get better, go back, try like that step below an MMO. Like because MMO is like I'm playing with other people, I'm doing raids, or I'm doing big battlegrounds, like or there's seasonal events
with a whole bunch of people.
Yeah, there's like, and I'm doing it with a bunch of people. Like that's like those gameplay loops like get me in, but like I know that Diablo 4 just had the new expansion come out, so I know why everyone's playing that again. But like after a certain amount of time, everyone's gonna get what they want, get all the loot they want, max the characters. It's like, all right, I'm gonna go back to it. But that's how Destiny was. You always try to get the new exotic or boost your item level or stuff like that, and trying to get a drop that you didn't get drop from a certain raid. So it has that aspect for raids, but I don't know anyone that still played Destiny 2 like that personally. Like I think totally for me. Like I don't know anyone still playing like that.
Yeah, and I think it's hard because it's not like it's like a pseudo MMO. I think maybe if they fully committed to the MMO part of it, it maybe would have had bigger outreach, right? Because like, you know, obviously you have WoW and 14, those are traditional MMOs. Those are like straight up MMOs. But then you have Destiny that's like, hey, we're not an MMO, but we have raids like an MMO with raid mechanics and shit, but we're not an MMO. So we have less people that you have in that. So the whole guild aspect isn't the same as like a traditional MMO. I think they should just went all in and just be like, all right, we're a first person MMO. There you go. We're a first person MMO shooter that is also like a looter shooter. If anything, it feels more like, to me, I think Destiny is more like Borderlands, but with like 6-player raids. Which I know it's probably gonna piss some people off that I just said that, but I
mean, it's not the furthest. It's not the most like agreed, like or out there like analysis of like both games.
What is the difference between Destiny and Borderlands?
We got a troll face happening, so I'm not sure what he's gonna say.
I'm not saying that. That's not a bad. Listen,
Token. No, you're not. Anyway,
it said standby.
No, nigga, we see you.
Oh. I thought I was on standby from the stream.
No.
My screen said standby, now it says on
Did you
air.
mute yourself?
But yes, Token, you are
Can you hear Tone?
Is
my thing jacking up here?
I can hear Tone.
Yeah,
okay. That's why I was like going crazy.
Did you finally put the boob away since you were feeding the child?
Okay, forget you. Hold on, where did he go? Where do I go?
I mean, you. I'm feeding my child.
Because you were like, I'm staring at the back of your chair, like some kid.
I'm just saying, you can't say that. You
there we go.
You can't say that. You can't say that. That's not how it came across, bro.
Shut up.
He don't got no arguments. That's all he can say. That's how it came across, bro. That's what the troll face was for. I was waiting for that one. I was waiting for you to come back, so I'd be like, "Oh, look, he put the titty away."
You held that in that long.
Yes. They saw the troll face building up, especially right before you got back. They saw it. They saw all of it.
Because I was on standby. It's like, nigga, we can literally see you right now. Like, what are we talking about?
Because I was walking back to the screen and like I saw it yellow up there that says standby. I was like, oh, okay, I'm on standby. And I was
We're
like,
on air, bro. That doesn't mean you're on standby. What are you talking? What time did you go to bed last night?
7 this morning.
damn.
That's why. Yeah, that explains it.
Remember those days?
I don't know what to
To
say.
be fair, he has a child, so I get it.
That
Parent
has
stuff.
nothing to do with his
kids
sleep
love-
schedule right now.
It don't.
I understand.
Look, he just admitted it has nothing to do with his sleep schedule right now.
Nothing to do with it.
Okay, yeah, you got no excuse, bro. I don't know what you wilding, bro.
He's trying to give you an out.
Yep.
I really did. I tried to give you an out, bro. I was trying to give you a layup, and you just
Hey, Toes
Missed
already
it.
shot it down before me.
now I know how LeBron feels.
Yep. Yep. So, since we gotta move back to topic, I wanna move through this. So was there a moment where you felt there was a writing on the wall for Bungie, or like we just did it just happen all of a sudden? Did it feel like, or was it a slow burn? Because you said that you had been kind of phasing out of the content over time, but like, was there a moment where it was like, yeah, nah, this is done?
What was it? It was one of the expansions that came out in the past 2 years that was really not well received.
The final shape?
Might have been the final shape.
We should have had Loon on here. He's a Destiny expert.
I mean, he's in our chat, and he's literally producing the show.
I mean, yeah, but when I say that, like, I feel like Loon is like the person that we turn to for all things Destiny, and
But it's weird because people try to say, like, when I Google this, that people try saying Curse of Osiris killed Destiny 2, but that was in 2017. No, it's not that. And, a lot of people say it was people say it was Final Shape and Lightfall, like back to back, was like kind of like some
Did you
results
have
are
to
saying
buy
that.
those expansions?
Yes.
Okay, so Destiny 2 was all right. Destiny was the game where you had to buy all of the expansions, whatever.
Mhm.
Okay.
Wasn't
You
it?
buy every expansion.
Every single one.
Wasn't that when they were starting to transition to like an expansion a year? If I remember
That was
correctly.
Curse of Osiris. No, that wasn't Curse of Osiris. That was
No. It started with the fucking, oh my god, what is it? The witch thing, and then I
I
think
thought
they
it was
started
the Witch
transitioning.
Queen. Is they just
Yeah,
called
the Witch Queen. I think they started
Oh, the Witch
transitioning
Queen?
to
That's what it was?
yearly expansions. Unless I'm wrong, man. Like,
Loon had to come in. All right. Loon is our resident Destiny expert.
we had to have our producer
All
come
right,
in.
what DLC was the started sealing up the coffin for Destiny 2, Loon?
The book-
Boogeyman appears. Talk shit. On this.
To be fair, he's the one that actually plays Destiny past like the first one.
Whoa.
Hey, we all played past the first one.
No, because I don't know what you play.
I checked out
I
everything.
get out.
King.
I stopped after Forsaken. That's when I stopped.
If I have a list of all of the
I stopped after Taken King. I was satisfied with it at that point.
That's
I was like,
Destiny
I'm
1.
good.
That's
Destiny
Destiny
1.
1.
Yeah, nigga, I did not play Destiny 2. I was not going to.
You really
All right.
didn't?
I played a
Damn.
little bit of it, and I was like,
All
I'm
right,
good.
so for big expansion
Oh.
content, it was Curse of Osiris, Warmind, Forsaken, Shadowkeep, Beyond Light, Witch Queen, Lightfall, Final Shape, and the most recent ones were Edge of Fate and Renegades.
I think I stopped after somewhere around either
Renegades
Curse of
is not-
Osiris or Witch Queen.
Renegades is the
the
one that just came out a couple months. That's the one that came out in December. Like I haven't touched Destiny 2 in like it's like four or five.
It's been a few years. It's been a few years for me, but like
Renegades
that's what
was
I'm
a
saying. Like, it was
weird-
either Curse of Osiris or like Witch Queen for me.
Renegades was a very weird I feel like that should have just been like an event and not an expansion. That was weird. It's like let's like do this pseudo Star Wars expansion.
You know what? I did put
Okay.
Curse of Osiris because they did a big PvP update at Curse of Osiris.
That's when they added trials.
Yeah. So I did play Curse of Osiris. So I think I stopped after Witch Queen. Or somewhere around there.
Yeah, Witch Queen was when I really started, and then I stopped like right before that next expansion.
I mean, Witch Queen was a good one to play, from what I
So
hear.
all you played was Witch Queen.
Unless I'm wrong.
I played the first Destiny, and then I stopped, but then I came back on Witch Queen. And then when that next expansion hit, I was like, I'm not gonna keep giving y'all so much money for every single expansion. I'm not.
Yeah, but Witch Queen was where you like. That was where they switched to like the free. You get Destiny 2 base for free, right?
What's going on today?
No,
They
you
did that with a
said
couple. They did that with a couple expansions.
yeah, it was you got like if you started on Witch Queen, you got like 3 expansions for free. And then after that, you were still paying for them once they started to come out with 2
with the new stuff. The new stuff you would pay for, but you would get the old previous ones for free.
Yeah, you get 3 prior to that for free. It wasn't all of them before that. It was like, oh snap! It was like 3 prior to that.
Well, they would start you at a certain point for a catch-up mechanic.
Yeah. What did I knock over?
So they would kind of like fast track you past certain story points, or they would shortcut you. I'm guessing.
Yeah, because if they didn't, you basically be like, you'd basically be walking inside of a game that was like so far beyond you, and you would have like absolutely no track progress. Like you wouldn't be able to keep up.
Okay.
All the Destiny talks upsetting the baby.
Wait, what'd you say?
I said all the Destiny talks upsetting the baby.
Oh.
Yeah, Raijin, you got to echo. You got double voice.
That's not coming from me.
Oh yeah,
it's coming from Loon.
Yeah, but it's only on Raijin though.
I don't know why.
Okay, so Sony paid $3.6 billion to Bungie to help them build the live service future. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That strategy has now clearly failed. Who's responsible? Was it Sony for mismanaging or Bungie for overpromising?
I think both.
I
say both.
I don't know. I feel like it's more on Bungie because like
the head of Bungie has to communicate what's going on to their Sony over, like whoever's their overhead at Sony.
I thought you were going to say the Sony overlords.
Sony overlords.
It's accurate.
Sony came in on a good note. Like Bungie was doing. Now I'm not gonna say they were doing good, but they were doing well enough for this agreement and this project to even have enough traction and enough good measure to see a profitable future. So I say it's more on Bungie than it is on Sony.
So I think there's one thing that everybody's kind of missing. You have multiple different kinds of developer producer relationships, right? So you have the ones where the producer kind of controls what the content is coming out. Mm-hmm. Sony Bungie, I believe Sony was largely hands off and let Bungie do their own thing.
Yeah.
And no matter how many times they let Bungie do their own thing, Bungie repeatedly failed to make deadlines. They also failed to make profit margins. They failed in pretty much most of their, and this is, I could be wrong, but I believe they kept failing to meet all of the things that, like all of the markers that were set.
It's a Wonder Woman 2 situation. For a fun fact, the director of Wonder Woman 1 and 2, I forget her name, complained that there was too much studio interference with Wonder Woman 1, which is why they added in the weird pseudo bad boss fight with Ares at the end of the movie. But then they gave her full creative control of the second one. And then look what happened with that movie. So sometimes some studio interference might be good sometimes, because the first Wonder Woman is way better than the second one. Because the second one is like one of the worst comic book movies I've ever seen in my life.
I ain't gonna lie, the first Wonder Woman was pretty good. It was a really good like build up for her character.
You got what?
I didn't catch what he said. Okay.
Oh, Loon said he has a camera glitch. Okay. So, with that being said, right? Sony not actually going hands-on. Does that make it so that is that a mismanagement on their part? Bungie was an indie studio.
I feel like if Sony was never doing any kind of quality checks and just taking Bungie at their word, then yeah, that's also their fault too. It's like you gotta look into your investment a little bit.
Well, they probably set deadlines, but I'm almost willing to bet you that Sony has deadlines that are based off of projections provided by Bungie's, management, which is again Pete Parsons saying we were overly ambitious.
Mm-hmm.
They start burning through money. They start burning through all of their situations. What can you do? What happens after that? You go nag.
That's why I say I feel like this is more on Bungie than it is on Sony.
Yeah. I mean,
if Sony would have had, I will agree, if Sony would have had more of a hands-on approach with how things were going on, it could have. It's a possibility they could have prevented some of this from happening.
Did it though?
I mean, Sony's a much larger corporation, and clearly, if they saw Bungie not living up to their end of the bargain multiple times, you can press the envelope to kind of get them to, make ends meet. But,
they press the envelope, and what happens? It's going to happen one of two ways. It's either not going to be met, or it's going to be met. Now, when it's not met, what does Sony do?
You know what I mean? They could end the contract.
No, they can't. They bought the studio. $3.6 billion.
Yeah, they would have to find someone who wants to buy them.
Yeah.
Make Oni 2.
That's what I want.
I'm joking, but I'm not joking. Like, I'm actually being serious. I think, here's the thing. I think Bungie, some of Bungie's mistakes are Marathon should have been a single player, first person, story driven experience, just like the other games in the series were. Don't get me wrong. I like Marathon as an extraction shooter, but I wanted to play a single player story more than anything else. Bungie was good at telling single player stories. I don't know where at some point they were like, nah, fuck that. Like,
I don't think it was
Halo,
a part of that. I think it was
Halo at the end of the day. Well, Halo at the end of the day is a great single player story. Like, the multiplayer is fire. Don't get me wrong. The multiplayer in Halo is fire as hell. Halo 1, 2, 3, and Reach, fire. But the storytelling, A1. That's what y'all are good at. Go back to doing that. You can have little co-op in the story too, but just go back to do that. Put a game out that has a really great single player story.
I mean, there's a reason why Halo got a TV series and Call of Duty didn't.
I mean, Call of Duty is literally just Tom Clancy.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
It's just Tom Clancy. When you tell me what is the difference, between Call of Duty's story and literally any Tom Clancy based movie, book, game, whatever.
The fact that Call of Duty has 3 storylines happening congruently at the same time.
Tom Clancy.
I meant the zombies, the whole zombie line too.
That doesn't that's not even canon.
It's still part of it. Still part of their freaking
It's not
world,
canon though. I'm talking canonically. mainline Call of Duty.
Okay. Okay.
What is the difference between Call of Duty stories in any of the games, the mainline games, not counting the ones that are in the future? Mainline Call of Duty, modern, even past shit. What's the difference between that and a Tom Clancy based movie, game, book?
Damn.
Really
Yeah,
not.
Exactly.
not
Same
really
shit.
nothing. Yeah, it really is. It's like
It's the same thing.
I mean, I think that's much more a testament to Tom Clancy because really, you can take any like military style shooter
yeah,
and attribute it to Tom Clancy.
yeah, because
Like,
like
yeah,
you're
it's
gonna
true.
you're gonna
Yeah.
find
He's
similarities.
made
Except for
made
Battlefield
dozens of
Bad
books.
Company
What?
Yeah, I don't think he's ever really done like
comedy.
like more comedic or
No.
like that.
Well, he's not a writer that does comedic shit.
Yeah,
Was it?
I'm just saying you can look at Medal of Honor.
Hasn't Tom Clancy been
You can
going?
look at Medal
for
of
that
Honor,
year?
Ghost Recon, Call of Duty, like probably attribute like any like.
Splinter Cell.
I've only read like 3 Tom Clancy books, so but probably if I go through his entire bibliography, I could find something that each game pulls from story wise in some way.
If
Oh
I
yeah,
remember correctly,
he has. He passed away in 2013.
if I remember correctly, Splinter
Wait.
Cell is under the Tom Clancy banner, right?
Yeah,
I
just,
forgot.
so was Rainbow Six originally.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Definitely Rainbow Six. Yeah. I should see because I remember buying an entire collection of Tom Clancy games on fucking.
The Division is Tom Clancy's The Division. Like,
Yeah, I have N-War. I have N-War, Ghost Recon, Ghost Recon Desert,
yeah.
Advanced Warfighter, Hawk 2, Rainbow Six 3. Oh, I have Rainbow Six Vegas 1 and 2. I did not know I had that on Steam. I gotta install this and play
How
it.
much was that bundle?
I don't remember.
It was probably
Was
a
it a
random one
bundle?
years ago because they used to always do those random bundles like years ago.
And what about Humble Bundle? Humble Bundle will give you like
That's
a wealth of those games in one shot for like $12.
I have
That's
Splinter Cell 1,
crazy.
Chaos Theory, Double Agent,
Double Agent.
and Conviction. Damn, I didn't realize I had all the Splinter Cells. God damn.
So you
got
just
something to
named
do.
off all of the Rainbow Six games and all of that stuff, but like a lot of those Rainbow Six games might have been like multiplayer, but they weren't like a live service. The only one that was really live service was Siege, Rainbow Six Siege,
Siege.
right? So is there like because obviously Siege is still going, League is still going, there's a lot of live service games still going, but
Mhm.
is there room for new live service games to come?
Yes. Yes. I need more.
Explain
I fixed
yourself,
it. I'm
sir.
in.
Not-
I need
I'm on
not-
stream.
I would say yes, but not
You
shoot.
guys hear me okay?
Yeah,
Yeah.
not shooters.
Yeah.
no.
I would say
All right,
like
so
I would
look,
like to. Are we getting to the Bungie talk? We're back to Destiny. All right.
I don't think so.
Yeah, right.
Go ahead, Ron.
So
Oh, go ahead.
Bungie, okay, so Curse of Osiris was was trash.
But that was
yeah,
nine.
I'm
But that was
sorry,
9 years
so-
ago.
Okay, I'm gonna run from the top to the bottom. Curse of
Destiny
Osiris
timeline
was
of what's good
absolute
and what's
trash.
not.
What else? Yeah, it was. Yeah, so Destiny timeline. The one that was super trash was Curse of Osiris. Like the player base pretty much died after that for a while. Then they had to recruit
He ain't
and
wrong.
get this shit together. And then Witch Queen was dope. It was one before that.
I'll get the list again.
They went back to the moon and Cade died. Can't remember it. But
Forsaken.
that one
Forsaken.
everybody
Forsaken,
about
yeah.
Yeah.
the Wish raid, which was dope. But then what else? What's the last? The Final Shape. That showed everybody that y'all don't something is wrong because that whole thing was just like one big ass cutscene. If you run all the cutscenes from not from Witch Queen, but from the Final Shape, not the Final Shape, but the one before the Final Shape, the one before the
Lightfall.
last
Lightfall.
expansion.
Lightfall.
Yeah, Lightfall, that one. If you run like all the cutscenes, that it all shows like one big cutscene that should have been in the beginning or the end of the game, right? Like
I feel
the
like
story didn't make sense.
nope.
None of that stuff really made sense. So it was like a filler to get to the Final Shape. Final Shape was dope, but the end specials and stuff, we never really used them like past that. Like, yeah, it the writing on the wall was not Final Shape, but the one before that. I really don't even want to remember that one, but the one before that, yeah, that was the writing on the wall for everybody.
That's Lightfall.
Lightfall.
But yeah, that's
because Lightfall was right after Witch Queen.
And then Renegade came out after Final Shape, wasn't it?
Renegade came out after the Edge of Fate.
Wait, what the fuck was the Edge of Fate?
That came out after the Final Shape.
yeah, Renegade
I was
don't
like,
count.
wait, that's an expansion?
Yeah, it was cool. Renegade
Yeah,
was dope.
it was
Lightsaber was
Lightfall.
cool and all, but
It was Lightfall, then
Lightfall
Final Shape,
was
and then Edge of Fate, and
like,
then
all right, bro, what are we doing? How are we doing?
yeah,
this?
like after that's why I said like after I played Witch Queen and then Lightfall happened, I was like, nope, not doing it. And then like it just kept on going, and I was like,
Bro, what the hell is the Edge of Fate? I don't even remember hearing that be announced. I just remember Renegade. That was, bro. You know what? I think that's also a big problem.
They call it a medium-sized expansion, but apparently it counts as the 9th expansion for Destiny 2.
It came out in July of 25.
didn't that come out around the time when they first started saying that they were about to start discontinuing Destiny 2? And they dropped that one to kind of like push it along before they dropped the last 2 expansions.
Oh, what
I thought the Final Shape was the where they were starting to wind down. That's why they called it the Final Shape. But that's just me.
That might have been it.
I didn't play anything after Witch Queen. Witch Queen was in 2022.
Yeah, no, the Final Shape was supposed to be
The last
conclusion to the Dark and Light saga. Like that's all that was. Renegade and those other mini small expansions was supposed to be something like what's going on past that, right? Like, and the story never really caught on with people because it's no real evil on the back end of that. Like it was weird. Like we went from the Final Shape to I think Renegade to being literally a Star Wars clone, which was cool to play but weird to play out. It was weird.
yeah, that was weird.
But yeah, like it didn't. Everybody was, the community was a little off about those things after Lightfall. No, not Lightfall, but Final Shape.
So it's kind of weird to end off Destiny
after Final Shape. Final Shape
I ain't gonna hold
was basically the end all of the story, and then all the rest of them were just like an OVA that you played through.
Yeah, might as well say that. Yeah, because it is kind of weird that the end cap to Destiny as a franchise is literally a fucking
Star Wars clone,
Star Wars themed expansion. Which at that point, it's like, why don't y'all just make a Star Wars game? Just do that.
Oh my God, we are not gonna go back to saying make a Star Wars game. But
well, the reason why we haven't gotten much better Star Wars games over the years is because EA had the exclusivity rights forever.
Yeah, they almost killed it.
Yeah.
Now Disney has lifted that, so
yeah, that's why Ubisoft made Outlaws and shit like that. And
yeah, Battlefront 2 almost
the Pod Racer game, the new racing game is being made by.
Oh yeah, it's coming out soon too.
No, we got a couple months. That's like October.
It's funny too because Battlefront 2 damn near killed Star Wars games, and then it wasn't until like Jedi fucking not
Jedi
Survivor.
Fallen Order.
Fallen Order brought Star Wars games back. Saved that. That's a damn shame.
I mean, maybe somebody will listen to us and make a Call of Duty style Star Wars game.
What?
Hey.
Well,
Which is a more fast-paced shooter called Star Wars shooting game.
I don't know. Fucking.
I would be down with that.
We were talking about last week's episode.
What did you call it? Was it Call of the Force?
Yeah, Call of the Force.
Call of the Force. Force of Duty.
Force of Duty. hey,
Call
I
the
ain't
dark
gonna
side.
lie. No, Force of Duty would sound great because they're all clones, so you're all forced to do this.
That's what. Well, I said if you said it during the Clone Wars, you have so much you basically do have a military shooter right there. You just
And if you
clones.
take,
There
and
you
if
go.
Then you
take the-
shouldn't
and if you
have
take the-
any of the Force in there at all.
Yeah, no, none of the Force.
Clone Wars, yeah.
No, wait, okay, so no, listen. If you don't put the Force in at all, and if you go by comic book lore for Star Wars, because y'all know why Palpatine did all of this in the beginning anyway, you could run it the same way you kind of did Call of Duty with the storyline. So you have a crap ton of lore to go through. You have a crap ton of stuff you could do with like map building, especially with multiplayer, with different worlds, different enemies. So yeah, Disney could make a
And in Star Wars, you can always throw in dark side people in no matter what.
and you already
No
got
one's
and you
gonna
already got
question
movie,
it.
and you already got movie stars that acted out the movie. So you got a bunch of like
Listen, that-
actual, skins that you can go through.
Listen, that rule of two shit only means the Empire. It doesn't mean in the entire galaxy that there is no dark side powered people or people who could identify themselves as Sith. We just talking the Galactic Empire. That's it. That's the rule of two. Is that nothing
that-
else?
I think that we're going too far in the Star Wars lore.
Yeah, my
Oh.
bad. My bad. My bad. My
We
bad.
have
That's why I
About
only
30
mentioned. That's
minutes
why I only
remaining.
mentioned comic book and then
at
boom,
most.
comic book lore.
At most. What I want to do is I want to actually touch on the next topic. So what we're gonna do, since we're talking Star Wars, we're talking how different studios have done things. Let's move this along into who won the studio arms race between Sony and Microsoft. So between roughly 2018 and 2023, both Microsoft and Sony went on an extraordinary acquisition spree. Microsoft went big and loud. They bought ZeniMax and Bethesda for $7.5 billion in 2020. Then
That was
Activision and Blizzard for $75 billion in 2023, which is the largest acquisition in gaming history. Sony kind of went surgical with it, right? So they bought 10 studios between 2019 and 2022, totaling at around $4 billion. And Bungie was the centerpiece of all of that at $3.6 billion. So the other 9 studios cost them $0.4 billion. Okay. 400 million. So whatever you want to call it. Anyway, on paper, Sony's approach looked smarter, right? They weren't swallowing publishers. They were strengthening their internal ecosystem, studio by studio. And the reality has been considerably messier for both sides, if you want me to be real honest. So we're going to run the Sony scoreboard. Of their 10 acquisitions, Bluepoint Games, the brilliant remake studio behind Demon's Souls, closed in February 2026. 75 people out of work. No game shipped since 2020.
Also, the Shadow of the Colossus remake too, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like that they're most recently known for the Demon's Souls
yeah.
remake.
And they pitched doing a Bloodborne remake, but that was From Software said no, we're not doing it.
I'm about to say nobody's touching Bloodborne.
Nah.
They are not
done.
allowing Bloodborne to get done. So Firewalk Studios, acquired in 2023, made Concord, a live service shooter that lasted 11 days before Sony pulled that.
The dud of all duds.
Yeah.
Probably will go down in history as one of the worst games to ever be made. Mind you, Gollum wasn't even pulled in 11 days.
That was a single player game.
This
It
is
wasn't
also-
like
That was just like, hey, if you look at this game, still buy it. You got
yeah.
I got
power,
nothing
more
for
power.
you.
They ain't nothing that can bring you down in life, apparently.
Worst,
I mean,
one of
it's
the worst game.
just like that Kong game that had came out a
It
couple
was that
years
same
ago.
year.
Yeah.
That was the same year?
The Kong, it was Kong, not Skull Island, whatever the hell it was called.
I can't remember what it was. I don't know anyone that's played it though. I like swear.
I mean, the reviewers
Calling
didn't
it-
want to even play it.
Calling it the worst game ever made, like
Not the worst game ever made, but live
that's a
service.
stretch. It's,
All right,
it
so-
was it was average. It was an
When
average
I say
game.
worst game ever, all right, let me go. It'll go down in history. Well, first of all, it will probably go down in history as one of the worst games ever made. Cause look at the stigma that Anthem carries to this day.
Mm-hmm.
And also, it's still the saying like, "Oh, this is the new Concord," because all those people now they went new GameStop say it's the new Concord.
It's not that the game was a bad quality. Nobody cares about that.
I didn't even
It's
get
the
a
fact
chance
that
to play
it
it.
came
I
out
had to
and
see-
shut
see
down
it.
in 11 days.
I
It
didn't, get the
didn't even
chance
give
to
a
see-
chance to breathe.
At
Literally
least
came out
at
and
least
shut down in
Anthem
11
got,
days.
like, at least Anthem got like what half a year.
It was a mid shooter that got basically nowhere because like it was $40 and your competition Overwatch was free. Like
Mind you, so it shut down in 11 days, right? But
After you paid
like,
for it.
say what?
After you paid for it.
Right, after
Yeah.
you paid for it.
Yeah,
So
you
then
had
they
to-
ended
but
up
you had to
having to
buy
give
it.
back a ton of refunds.
Mm-hmm.
You don't just snatch people's money and then do a snatch and grab. No. So that resulted in a ton of refunds. So yeah, it'll probably go down in history as one of those games. Even if it wasn't bad, it's just that the optics look bad.
Yeah, that's the stigma. It's gonna be the next stigma.
like it's just I hate hearing that because it's like y'all have not played enough bad games. I played
No.
a lot of
Let's not get too
bad.
cracked on Concord like we do with Star Wars. Let's keep the
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the whole fact of the matter is that Concord shut down. Fire Sprite had layoffs in
Firewalk.
2024.
Firewalk.
Firewall.
Fire
you
Sprite.
misspoke. The studio name was fired.
Yeah,
Firewall.
My bad. Firewall. Layoffs in 2024. Haven Studios, acquired in 2022, still hasn't shipped a single game. Valkyrie Entertainment, acquired in 2021, hasn't shipped a game since 2015. Bungie, the $3.6 billion story that we just told. On the positive side, Housemarque is healthy and just ships Soros. Nix's Software is quietly one of Sony's most productive studios, handling PC ports. Insomniac, despite layoffs in 2024, is still one of the best studios in the world.
Oh wait, what was that last studio you said? That is PC ports? Because they're probably gonna get the one you said that mainly handled PC ports for Sony.
Nix's.
They're
Nix's.
probably gonna. Well, that means they're gonna get dropped soon because Sony announced they're not.
Sony's not doing PC
Yeah,
ports.
they're cutting back on PC
Oh,
ports.
that-
So they're probably get let go within the next couple months to a year, probably.
Oh,
That's
Trappy,
sad.
welcome. First of all, Star Citizen officially hit 1 billion like a few minutes ago. Interesting.
1 billion players.
I do not know. Let's find out.
That would be dollars, probably.
I think Star Citizen hit $1 billion a long time ago.
Oh no, yeah, 42 minutes ago, but as a variety, Star Citizen hits.
Oh, $1 billion in funding.
in lifetime funding. Yeah,
Oh shit!
Damn. For a game.
that's
Shouts to them.
best game all time.
Don't get hustle started.
Nah, that's Ashes of Creation.
Best?
You can
No, they had-
play
they had-
Star
they had-
Citizen.
they had
You
the
can't play Ashes of
They
Creation.
had the
Ash-
they had the decency to shut down.
Best?
Ashes of Creation shut down within a week. Not even a week, a day. Almost no, like 2-3 days.
That game was being streamed by people for like months.
No, I'm talking about the full release, not the people who got in the
Oh.
alpha.
Yeah.
But Star Citizen is actually the best unreleased game of all time.
Not wrong. Not wrong.
That's Mega Man X9. What are you talking about?
When I say best unreleased game, I mean best unreleased but commonly played game. If you've played at Mega Man X9, let me know.
Mm-hmm. And I'm hey.
I mean, people out here.
Yeah, I think the only other like big early access game that was really play like that was like Subnautica and like
Yeah.
a couple other games like that.
But
Yeah.
Star Citizen is probably the best game that's never officially coming out.
Yeah.
Because they hit $1 billion. They're almost at GTA money.
And has a very dedicated player base. Honestly, pretty nice player base too.
Yes.
Honestly, one of the nicest communities out there.
You ever play that game and you need help? Somebody's gonna help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not like
Listen,
the
don't
Call
make
of
that
Duty
face because
community where
there's
they just
games that
wanna
there's games
call
that are
your name.
fully released that are big scams too.
I ain't saying nothing.
I was thinking it to myself, like, what if they just like cancel all of this and just like snatch all that money?
They're not going to though.
But even
They're
if they
very
did,
committed. I will say
they
this: they're
actually
very
had
committed
something
to.
tangible and playable for
True.
Yeah.
I
this
know.
many
Yeah,
years.
They're
that's
very
yeah.
committed to their vision of that game. Like
Yeah, like
super dedicated to it.
it's been more than 10 years that this game has been accessible and playable.
Because for the grand scope of what they're doing, again, you and I have played it. The grand scope of what they're doing and all the shit that's going on in that game, yeah, it would take it would take probably even the most talented studio in the world to take probably longer just doing that shit. And they're on an old ass engine too.
Squadron 42 is slated to release in the winter, and the PU is approaching Live 1.0. And
I'm just
they
glad
actually
everybody
have
got
names
paid.
like Mark Hamill attached to the game now.
Yeah, I've seen that. He's in Squadron 42 as I think the commander.
Yeah, this game is gonna make it happen, bro. So let's get back on point with our story here. So Insomniac, despite layoffs in 2024, still one of the best studios in the world with Wolverine coming.
How big were those layoffs for Insomniac?
I don't know. That's off topic. Let me finish. So 6 of 10 Sony acquisitions since 2019 have experienced significant layoffs, shutdowns, or have never shipped the game under PlayStation. Not a good batting average.
Let's do
Kind of
Microsoft
technically,
now.
it's really not. Microsoft's picture is a little bit different, but not necessarily better.
It's
The
worse.
Activision deal brought Call of Duty, which is now on Game Pass, but Call of Duty
Right,
Black
right,
Ops
right.
7 had the worst reception of Call of Duty that I remember. Because I believe it did even worse than Advanced Warfare.
It did.
Yeah.
It was not
Um,
not received well.
The ZeniMax deal bought Bethesda, but Starfield landed with a thud.
Yeah, that was a
in
terrible
2023, and the studio's been quiet since. The smaller studios that Microsoft acquired earlier, Obsidian, InXile, Double Fine, Ninja Theory, have been consistently more productive. Games like Pentiment, The Outer Worlds 2, Senua Saga, like those actually build like decent credibility. And the difference is that with Microsoft's strategy for all of its messiness has been focused on volume and access to your Game Pass. So quantity over individual blockbusters. Not quality, but quantity.
Mm.
Sony's strategy was blockbusters and live service, and the live service has essentially failed across the board. As gamers, I don't know how much we like or dislike live service. Oh, and apparently, Chappie said Treyarch is moving away from Call of Duty.
Wait, what?
What the fuck are they gonna make then?
What do you mean?
I don't know. We will have to get Chappie to actually update us a little bit on that one.
They're gonna go back and making Tony Hawk games. Not that I mind. The Tony Hawk games they just recently put out are great.
I mean, they are still putting out Tony Hawk remakes and stuff.
Yeah, they are, but like at the same time, it's like, dog, you can't just like walk away from something that you put so much time and effort into.
Hold on, yes they can. Yes they can. They're gonna put out an Underground remake. They can definitely do that. They're gonna put out an Underground remake.
Look,
I'd rather have.
listen, look, we're not talking about your little.
I would rather have.
Okay.
I would rather have a remake of Tony Hawk's Underground over any Call of Duty.
First of all, that's because you played you like fucking skateboard games more than shooters, okay?
Whoa, I didn't say that. I like shooters just as much as I do skateboard games.
But you would
What?
rather throw
Tony Hawk is a-
into the sewers?
Tony Hawk currently is a consistently better series than Call of Duty is.
Bruh, put up numbers of how many people that still playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater or whatever over Call of Duty. Like consistency.
Okay, how many people still eat McDonald's?
I ain't gonna let you.
You're not like, why? You're not really helping yourself with that argument.
Okay, so
Look, if Treyarch removes themselves from Call of Duty, that's I don't know who what the publish what is the publisher is gonna have like more more like biased control over it? Like who's gonna have actual decision making controls over it at that point?
They have Raven software. Was it Raven software?
Raven.
And
Oh, okay.
Sledgehammer.
So here's the thing.
I forgot about Sledgehammer.
He said he misspoke. It's not Treyarch. It's Infinity Ward.
Oh wait,
And so he just posted a note in Discord, and in Discord says, "We are Infinity Ward. We build visceral, immersive combat experiences that hit different. As a new chapter begins for this studio, we're focused on what defines us: passion, precision, obsession, and an unrelenting drive to make the best entertainment in the industry. Our next game is the result of that mindset: determined, bold, relentless. Built by a team pushing every detail, every system, every moment to its limit. On behalf of everyone at Infinity Ward, we're proud of what we're building, and we're excited to finally start sharing it with you." So it looks like they're moving forward to making their own separate game rather than making a Call of Duty game. They never actually stated that they're leaving, but
So it's kind of like branching out instead of just stepping away.
the fact that they rotate between 4 studios for Call of Duty is absolute insanity.
well, that's how they were able to consistently put out a Call of Duty game every year.
Yeah.
And they've been consistently bad too.
And it was initially 2 studios that moved to 3 because you had Sledgehammer, Infinity Ward, and Treyarch.
Treyarch.
And then now it was Infinity Ward, Treyarch, Raven, and Sledgehammer.
So yeah,
And now Infinity War is gonna be, I guess, kind of
Doing whatever.
stretching themselves out. I guess instead of not stepping away, but stretching out.
Mhm.
So
Sounds like they're doing
a lot.
their own. I don't know what their own thing's gonna be. I'm assuming it's another shooter, but like
But I mean, if it works though,
And
then
that already-
they'd be able to successfully step away from Call of Duty.
yeah, but doesn't that but like the shooter has to compete with Call of Duty and they're under the same banner. So that's like I don't understand that.
I don't know.
Unless whatever their product is supposed to be is like a competitor to Battlefield, maybe.
I mean,
It's like a big
when Black Ops 7 came out, they lost that little fucking war with Battlefield.
yeah.
because
yeah.
Battlefield was a really good game.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm not knocking it. I know it is. I mean, it was.
And Call of Duty pumped out trash.
Look,
Not wrong.
I've much enjoyed Black Ops 6 way more than Black Ops 7.
Yeah.
Have you played
That's
the
true.
story of any Black Ops game?
Huh?
Wait, what?
6.
Have you played the story of any Black Ops game?
Yeah.
I think all of them
Yes.
except for
Eh.
5 and 7.
3 is still my favorite.
I haven't played 7. Like, I kind of refuse to play it, honestly.
So why do you enjoy 6 more than 7?
The story, I would say the story is better, but then the ending of that story was kind of like really fucking confusing.
God. I already knew this was coming. I was like, oh God. Here we go.
Got it!
Oh my God.
Oh, I cannot believe he
He
did that.
fell right into that too.
God dang. Because I
Oh
was
my
so
God.
engrossed in the conversation, I just
He's
did
like,
not-
what?
I had blinders on. That
Oh gosh. Look, he's recovering.
dog. Oh man. I cannot believe this. Bro really
I can't believe you've done this.
oh, bro really worked in a 6-7 joke off of fucking Call of Duty.
At least that's the first one we've had on the podcast.
Might not be the last.
And it was original, like it was curated. He did that. I'm pretty sure you did it on the fly too. Like that probably wasn't even planned.
Yes. So, okay.
Oh,
looking at these studios, all of the studio acquisitions, looking at these two companies, I would ask who you say won, but like I said, I think that both of them are kind of in the same kind of dire straits. Either way, I don't know that studio acquisitions, personally, this is my own opinion. I don't know that in 2019 studio acquisitions was the way to go. Because if we think about it, right? If in 2019, 2020, these studios were struggling and Sony and Microsoft went and bought them out because they were struggling and we were at risk of not getting games from these studios anymore, I think that's absolutely fine to, go ahead and buy them up. But I don't know that in 2019, 2020, 2021, 2, 3, whatever, that a company like Activision was struggling. I don't know that they were even on the market to be bought. And it was just like Microsoft didn't come along with a huge number and was just like, all right, well, we can't say no to money.
Yeah, I think that's what the case was. I think
that probably
Activision was
what it
doing pretty
was.
well at that point financially.
Because, like,
To be honest, that's
Candy
probably
Crush was doing well for themselves at that point.
Yeah, they
And-
weren't in a financial situation where it was just like, oh my god,
Yeah,
we
no,
got to be
I
required,
think
otherwise
I
we're
think
gonna
that,
shut down. No, it was
I
not.
feel like that acquisition was really just like a well planned, like a strategical moment for them.
Bobby
like,
Kotick won money.
So now let me ask a better question.
Bobby Kotick.
Was this necessary?
No.
And if it wasn't necessary, would we still have some of these studios if we never got these acquisitions?
We might
Maybe
still
like
I feel like that's like an and moment based off of the fact of like how the ecosystem kind of went after the acquisition and how it was prior to it with those studios. So I feel like we could have. It's a higher likelihood that we could have still had them if it never happened. But it's just as equally of a likelihood as of us like losing at least a couple of them because of how things were going already.
Right, but in order for us to lose a couple of them, that means that we would actually have to have had studios that were failing already.
Mhm.
If you're failing and if you make a studio, like say I make a studio, we're all working at the studio. We're trying to push out a game, we're developing a game, bam, 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 boom. Right? Does this mean that we're trying to develop this game and we're failing because we can't get publishing, or are we failing to meet our own goals and objectives?
See, now if we're failing to meet our own goals and objectives, then that means that we're failing on our own. If we're failing on the failing to acquire publishing, that's more along the lines of beyond us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's something that's beyond us. Even if we had publishers lined up, if none of them are taking the bait, that's beyond us. We can't control an outside element like that. We can only present what we have and try to sell what we got to get it out there. Didn't mean to sound like that, but
I'm about to say you on the corner slinging that D.
You ain't have to emphasize on it. Leave it alone.
how did we get here?
Anyway,
Because he said we gotta sell what we got to get what we want.
He did it sound like he was trying to sell either
He
some
straight
ass
Clara clubbed us.
or move some drugs.
He said, "I'm out here pushing P."
Bro, dead ass was like, yo, you out here pushing weight, bro. Like, what are we doing?
I mean, at this point, dog, look, if you pushing games and you making these numbers like that.
Well,
and let's be honest, gaming can be considered an addiction.
Well, here's the thing: the live service games want you to stay addicted to their games, so you keep pumping money into that
Push
game.
and P.
So now,
you're not wrong.
I just thought about it, right? All right. So the live service model wants you to continue to play their games, right?
Yep.
And buy their expansions and their battle passes and their loot boxes,
Uh-huh.
right? The rest of the gaming industry wants you to buy the newest game, the latest and greatest thing. All the companies are competing for your time. All the companies are competing for your money, but they want continuous money from you, obviously,
Yeah.
because that's how a company becomes successful. Now,
Right.
if we have two competing entities within the same element, right?
Gang war.
That means there's no longer a console war, but now there's going to be a war between live service and your regular games, right?
That's why they call it the
And
attention
I think-
economy.
I think our real problem lately, over the past 5-10 years, is actually the battle between live service and DLC.
I can agree
Yeah.
with that. I can agree with that.
Because what do you dislike more? Do you dislike a live service game more, or do you dislike a game that throws DLCs at you?
I ain't gonna lie. I feel like that would be more of a personal preference based off of individual.
We know what you like. We know you like
depends.
live service.
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
like
tell
live
you,
service.
it depends on on how good is the base game.
Okay.
Because if the base game is really good, then I don't mind either way.
Okay.
I don't
Yeah,
mind.
if the goods you selling are good, and I'm
If the
going.
base game is solid and I thoroughly enjoy it, I will buy DLC.
Mm.
I will
Yeah,
buy skins in it if I legitimately enjoy your game.
So if
literally
Baldur's
just
Gate
bought
3
a
was
battle
live
pass.
service and Expedition 33 was DLC, what would you invest more into?
I would invest more probably in the Expedition 33's DLC.
Rajan's face is like, oh,
I'm like, oh my god! I was like, what are you doing? Jesus.
Wait,
you take me out now.
damn! I just thought about it because if you invest in, like, let's say, like a competent, good live service in Baldur's Gate 3
you get better. You get
As a
more
high-
content out of that.
that has a higher emphasis on, like, the multiplayer aspect of it, which is essentially like playing Dungeons and Damn. That is.
But if
That is
you
the
can't
question.
just say
But if you invest in like Expedition 33 though, by like a small company like that start like you're literally you're helping a little guy come up when he just had this great ass idea, and you're like, you got some bangers in your
But
in
the
your
thing
pocket.
is, what
Like-
but the thing
like,
is, what
what
happens
else
when
you
you get a
got?
company like that? Too many resources to keep making a lot of stuff. Is that then gonna like sour their next projects?
No, but you can't think like that, because now you're putting a negative connotation on something that hasn't breathed yet. It hasn't breathed. You gotta let them cook first. You gotta let them cook first.
Probably Expedition 30.
Yeah, thank you.
Ah, man.
The reason that I
I
use
don't know.
these is because it's game of the year versus game of the year.
Oh shit, it was.
Oh, you're right.
It
Yeah.
was. I didn't even think about that.
And because those
And then
models
Astronauts in the middle,
actually
like,
fit
I'm
the
here
boat.
too.
Like, could you imagine, like, Expedition 33, even as a small indie studio, announcing, "Hey, we're gonna do a season pass type of DLC type of thing, where we're gonna actually give you 4 DLCs over the course of a year, and it's gonna expand the story and show blah 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 blah," right? So you know that this game now has 4 planned DLCs or 5 planned DLCs, and you can get the entire bundle, the VIP bundle, or you can do the whatchamacallit. And then you got Baldur's Gate, who's literally doing a live service with skins and extra, like you could get extra weapons that are on par with what's already in game. Nothing game breaking, nothing that's changing. So like You're not actually pay to win.
See, I was thinking you meant like story content.
Yes,
Okay.
I am. I'm just saying because when you think about it, right? The way that Destiny's live service, the way that Call of Duty's live service, the way that all these live service games do, they introduce, in addition to story content, weapons, items, and things that actually go through, that move on with the new story stuff. But I can't just say more story content and leave the same stuff.
Or introduce new races and classes.
You get new characters, you get new races, you get new stories, you get new everything, and it goes into the expanded D&D territory. Over time, you get expanded D&D classes, races, all of that stuff.
Maybe custom scenarios would be cool too. That you can make essentially
What
like
game are you playing? What game are you playing more of? What game are you leaning towards? What are you more inclined to play?
See, at that point, if you're doing it like that, then obviously the person's gonna gravitate more to the Dungeons and Dragons game because
No, that's not obvious.
That's not always obvious.
That's not obvious.
No, because
It's really not.
that's giving me way more content across
It's
the
not.
year than the expedition.
It's costing you more money too. You got to pay for each expansion.
Oh shit, you're right. Damn.
Well, no, if they can still do the expansions for free, but monetize in other ways.
Correct. Either way, we still got monetization.
Yeah. Anyway, you still got monetization. Whereas
those studios don't make these for free, so you got to pay somehow.
Yeah, so you paying for one with Expedition 33. You doing one payment and you getting a whole year's worth of DLC.
You could be getting a whole. It might cost you $100.
Okay, but that's probably but that's still gonna be less than what I'm gonna pay for the Baldur's Gate DLC.
Not necessarily. For 1 year's worth of content, if they both are $100, what are you doing?
Both of them.
I mean, I guess I'd go with Expedition then.
Yeah, if I knew I was getting 5 quality like DLCs paid for in advance over the course of this year, yeah, then I would still go to that.
Yeah, but no, but as he said, Baldur's Gate is still offering you quality as well.
But if I don't like if I don't like the delivery of it, then I'm not going to go that way.
How about this? We're going to leave you guys with this as food for thought. We wanted to get some information about Sony, Bungie, and what's going on in the gaming industry. We never really got to talk about what's next. But I'm sure that we will be back to actually discuss what's next. As a matter of fact, it's probably going to be a topic in the future. For now, I'm going to leave you guys with that one to cook on. It is 2. We have been going for about 2 hours, if not a little bit more. So I don't want to overwhelm anybody. I know this can get a little bit long and drawn out. I don't want to do that. In the meantime, what I will say is that send us any feedback that you have. Let us know in Discord. Let us know on Instagram. Let us know on TikTok. Wherever you see us, send us feedback, and we'll be more than happy to actually chat with you, or even include it in the next episode, or one of our future episodes. We always take our suggestions seriously, and we always put them through when we're considering what our subject matter is. For now, though, I'm going to say we're going to wrap this up. And I want to say thank you to everybody who decided to tune in today. It's amazing to have you guys. I love the feedback. I love the input. Crew here, you guys are amazing too. And in the meantime, I also want to say to just remember, if there's ever anything you want to achieve, all you have to do is press that start button. Let's get playing. Later.
Later.
Bam. We're good?
Yep.
Yep.